Hey there, Hushpup here, back for some more LEGO Legacy. As promised, we're back for some more of the event. We're going to be battling the City Node 2.1 shop as a Shuriken. Now, playing as a city team is very interesting. We've had a lot of practice with this before because there were some other events that required it, as well as there being this node that appears, I think it's like every few weeks or so, I'm not quite sure, or maybe it was one of those daily challenges, but one of those two. But it required a city team, and it took quite a while to beat. The problem with City is they're quite low damage. Aside from the Firefighter Ash minifigure, the rest of the useful ones are tanks or healers. So what I can guarantee will happen is, this will be a very slow battle. Like, most of the time it's just spent taunting with the tanks, healing them up, defeating things with Firefighter Ash, and then reviving anyone that dies with Aurora, and it can just be a slugfest just getting through it. You are definitely going to see a cut down version of this battle because, spoiler alert, the full thing is 20 minutes just for this one battle. That's how slow it can get when fighting with the city team. And since we're against Ninjago, they're going to be dealing a lot of damage to us. Our strategy here remains quite simple. We have two tanks, the Officer Primo minifigure, which is the police looking one, and then Sal, which is the construction worker guy. Sal has quite a lot of useful abilities to deal with this type of stuff, as when he taunts he gains a bit of health, as well as his third ability healing him quite a lot of health and removing debuffs. I think it heals him more the more debuffs he's removed, so you kind of want to stack those on before using it, but you can use it early if you have to. We have two healing minifigures, Aurora being the best one. She has a single target heal which does a lot of healing, but it's on a long cooldown. Her most useful utility is of course her revive, which she can bring someone back from the dead. Which we're going to be doing a lot here because it's Ninjago and they hit hard. The other healer we've got is the Pizza Chef. His healing's quite good, it's an AoE heal. It's not the best, Hiker is like much better. But you know, he's decent, good at keeping everyone topped up. And then finally we've got Firefighter Ash, which will be our only damage dealer really. It's got a very powerful single target attack, and then an AoE attack as well. Aside from that, Officer Primo has some good utility things which will be useful for our battle. He can make everyone's attack go up by using the attack up ability, as well as having a cool ultimate which removes taunt and stealth effects from the enemy, which will be quite useful because again, it's Ninjago and they have Lloyd usually, and that means stealth. And as you can see, even after all that explaining, we only just barely managed to take down the first wave. And that was with the video being at ×2 speed as well. But what's the funnier fact is that even after all that time at ×2 speed, we're not even halfway through the footage, because this next set of 7 enemies takes forever to beat. And that is also in fact because Ninjago is very annoying to fight like this, as Lloyd will keep taking them into stealth, which means you can't target them. And then with Nia and Wu, they often just keep healing them up, as well as any other Ninjago minifigures dealing a lot of damage back at you. So it's a very slow slugfest trying to get rid of the high damage dealers, the healers, and then trying to all work through this in between stealth waves. You could take down Lloyd, sometimes it is worth it, but he has a lot of health, and he can heal himself as well with an ability, and it's just not always possible or worth it, but this time we might have to. And unlike last time, there are 2 Lloyds here, which means more stealth waves. Now, I went for the damage dealers first, Kai and Jay being the important targets to take down, since Jay hops around and does a lot of damage to all your figures, and Kai has a horrible ultimate which will kill everyone if left unchecked. So they had to go, but unfortunately they're not letting me get rid of Kai, because they keep putting him into stealth. He keeps getting hardy, which is a buff where it won't let him be defeated. You have to basically get him to 1 HP, then it'll get rid of the buff, then you can kill him next turn. It's very annoying. And I also keep losing my minifigures, which means I have to keep using Aurora to revive, and keep using everyone's taunts and healing instead of dealing damage. Now we're also at the part where you never want to be on a city team, where it starts to really slow down. And that's when you lose a minifigure, and then you shortly lose another one, and Aurora can only revive 1, so you have to wait for the cooldown, which is very long, to get the next one back. So you're in a constant battle of losing minifigures and reviving them, and it's not fun like that. Also, Lloyd's being a big pain, or the 2 Lloyds, because when one gets low, the other one stealths the other one, and you can't get rid of it. Like, I think a good strategy would be now to pick a Lloyd and just delete it, but it's very hard to actually manage to burst through this team. And that's why the uncut footage of this is 20 minutes long, because it just really slowed down here. It was a constant struggle to stabilize. Maybe another strategy would be to actually just quit and restart. That might have been easier, since we had a really good bit at the beginning where we got rid of Jay, and then we nearly got rid of Kai and nearly got rid of a Lloyd, so if we just picked one of them. But it is a pain, especially as Lloyd likes to get hardy as well, so even when he gets low, you can't kill him, and then he gets stealthed by the other one. Plus they've got Willa, which is a very annoying combo, as she has an ultimate, which you just saw a second ago, that steals all your buffs and puts them on the enemy team. And City, how they work is they generate quite a lot of buffs, or a lot of useful ones. Like, as you can see, we're starting to stack a lot of green buffs again. And for their team to steal them, it's very annoying. So they have a perfect combination of annoying minifigures to deal with. But we're not losing more than 2 at a time. And as you can see here, we've stabilized with 4, so if we can keep these alive, we can get our 5th one back. And there we go. Ash is back. Which means the next person to die will be able to use Aurora's instant revive with the glider buff, which is the set that we're using, to bring it back again. Now Kai just used his jet ability and then someone else attacked and we lost Primo, but then he's back again. See? Nice and easy. Now we managed to get rid of Willa, finally. That was thanks to getting all of our minifigures back. So we won't be losing buffs. That will help greatly. Like, we can keep all the buffs we have. We already have Primo's taunt ready, so we can get rid of stealth. And we were picking who to target, since everyone's kind of low. We could go for Wu, we could go for Kai, but Kai put himself back into stealth since there's an interaction where he can do that. And then, unfortunately, we couldn't target down Wu, so now it's back to the same race again, where everyone's in stealth mode. And Wu used the dragon, so we've lost our ability to use anything but our primary attacks. And one Lloyd's getting very low though, so if he gets out of stealth soon, he can kind of heal himself up again though. They're both at like half health-ish. Would like to target the one in stealth again. But hey, we managed to take down Wu. He got out of stealth, and luckily they didn't use theirs. So now we're starting to easily win this. Zane's not really been that much of a threat the whole time, but he's quite easy to take down if we tried that. Maybe we should have done that before actually, just to get rid of another minifigure. And as you can see, the whole team is crumbling. We've got rid of both Kai and Zane, and then it's just the 2 Lloyds to get rid of now. And even though there's only 2 Lloyds, they're still proving to be a bit of a pain to take down because of a lot of health, the hardy buff, and they are healing themselves. But it's fine. We eventually managed to defeat them, and that's the story of the city node. I know a lot of people have been struggling with this one. It is a pain to get through. I think it can definitely be done faster if you just didn't get unlucky like me and got into that point where we just had to keep reviving minifigures just to stay in the game. But yes, that's it. A whole video dedicated to this one node. I hope that was entertaining enough. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one where we will continue with the event and try and beat some more nodes.